Good morning friends. Today we discuss on the stress biology, what is meant by stress and their classification. First of all, we start from the what is meant by stress. Stress is any kind of unfavorable condition that alters or change physiology, growth, development of plant or plant parts. Any unfavorable condition that alters the various physiological activities as well as the growth of a plant, or any other hand any factors of environment that adversely affect the plant growth and development is called stress. The Levy in 1970 they make a particular definition of a stress of a plant. They known for any factors of environment that adversely affect, but therefore the harmfully affect to the plants is known as stress by Levy. Or such various scientists introduced the various definition of a stress as well as various phenomena related to the stress. The Smith and their co-workers in 2010 they produced some other mean of a definition of a growth. A stressful environment is any environment that is less than optimal plant growth is known as stress. Each such particular environment that be optimal growth is less than or reduced is known as a it's known as a stress. This picture shows the healthy plant as well as stress plant. Therefore, what is a classification of a stress? First of all, we discussed about the two main classes of stress. Stress can be classified as abiotic as well as biotic stress. Abiotic stress having various types such as drought or water stress, salinity or salt stress, and temperature stress. These are main stress included in the abiotic stress, and biotic stress are insect attack, pathogen stress, or herbivore stress. So see one by one. In abiotic stress can be defined as abiotic stress as a unbiotic factors. That means the non-living factors affect on plant growth or physiology of a plant is known as abiotic stress factors. Thereby, first abiotic stress is a drought or water stress. So first of all, we discuss about the water stress. The plant experience, note that the plant experience water stress either when the water supply of root is reduced or limiting source of water to be to the roots, or another word when the transpiration rate is also decreasing. Thereby we call the drought stress. These two pictures of a plant shows first plant, that's mean by A plant, shows that the abundant water condition, the various activities of a plant, they are normally take place. The photosynthesis is a much more higher as compared to the water shortage plant. We look at the water shortage plant, the water level is quite low or very low. That much is a drought condition. The abscisic acid is a hormone related to the abscission. The increase of concentration of abscisic acid by reduction of water level in a underground. So we discuss about the water shortage plant. The abscisic level is increasing, thereby the water shortage having to indirectly affect the photosynthetic rate. The water level is reduced, the supply of water from root to plant is shortened, thereafter indirectly photosynthesis decreases. Next one is salinity or salt stress. The salinity is related to the salt. Salinity is one of the most serious factors limiting the productivity of agriculture crops, with adverse effect of germination, plant vigor, and crop yield. The most dangerous factor of a salinity is a crop adversely affected by germination rate is very decreasing. Salt is the salt trace, induction of abscisic acid, which closes stomata when transported to guard cell. Therefore, the photosynthesis decline and photoinhibition and oxidative states occur. They show the diagram or picture. They show various plants. The first plant shows control condition. The means they doesn't have any NaCl percentage. It's a no percent of sodium chloride included into control plant, only plain water. They plant as compared to the various concentration of NaCl. We increase the concentration of NaCl. We show that the experiment shows that the plant height as well as growth of plant decreased, or plant growth decreases when concentration of salt increases. The final amount or final plant shows very low or decreasing growth as well as yellowing of leaf. This experiment shows that the salinity is adversely or very adversely affected the plant. Thereafter, the third abiotic stage or important stage as our crop production, temperature stage. Among the abiotic stages, environmental factors, temperature is the most important factor which significantly affects the life process of all organisms. It's a light or temperature is the most important source of a plant for the plant. The temperature stage, plants show low germination. Low germination rate, growth retardation, reduced photosynthesis and often die. Because we see that such experiment performed by various scientists, the temperature stage having very high temperature adversely affect to the plant. They can decrease or reduction of photosynthetic rate as well as often plant die because of high temperature. Temperature stage experienced by the plant are usually classified into three types. First type is chilling phase. So what is meant by chilling phase? The plant may develop physiologically disorder when they exposed to the low but non-freezing temperature. Point to be noted in the chilling phase. Plant may be developed physiological disorders when exposed to the low but non-freezing temperature. That means plant having very low temperature but non-freezing temperature. It's known as chilling phase. The plant chilling injury refers to an injury that caused by temperature drop to below 10 to 15 degrees Celsius. The temperature will be 10 to 15 degrees Celsius down and above the 0 degree non-freezing temperature, but above the freezing point. I already told about. Then the next, what is the symptoms of chilling phase? Symptoms of chilling injury: reduced plant growth and death. This picture shows the wild type, and this is a man-made or the in vitro conditioner plant. They show non-chilling treatment after chilling treatment. The difference between two plants, there's the leaf size and leaf area is a dense in a non-chilling treatment. But as compared to the chilling, there shows reduction of a leaf size as well as number of leaves. The surface lesion on leaf and fruits. The main symptoms of chilling phase, the surface lesion, the black spot appear on the surface of leaf as well as fruit. There is abnormal curling. Those normally not curled as by the viruses. The abnormal curling of a plant, lobing and wrinkling of leaves. Water soaking of tissues as well as cracking, splitting or dieback of stems. The various symptoms of chilling injury. Thereafter, the next temperature stage is a freezing stage. When the plant exposed to the low temperature, when the plant is exposed to the low temperature below 0 degrees Celsius. I already told about the chilling phase. The chilling phase is not below the 0 degrees Celsius. But as compared to chilling phase, the freezing phase having very low temperature temperature below the 0 degrees Celsius, freezing damage occurs primarily due to the formation of ice crystals, because water is flowed by the veins of a plant, and by the temperature down 0 degrees Celsius, the water is converted into the ice crystals. They more damage to the cells of the plants. Their freezing stage having some symptoms like shows the various symptoms like desiccation and burning of foliage leaves, as well as water soaked areas that progress to necrotic spots on a leaf, as like a dense black spot occurs on a leaf surface by the freezing stage. Thereafter, various plants shows the weakened root system. They are very weak root system by the freezing stage. This picture shows the common freezing stage. Thereafter, the third type of a temperature stage is a high temperature stage. The very high temperature is often defined as rise in temperature while the threshold level of period of time sufficient to the cause of irreversible damage to the plant growth and development. We know that the light is much important, and temperature as well as important as a point of view of plant, because all photosynthetic activity done by using the light. It's the main source of light is a sun. But in various summer days, we see that the very high amount of or high level of temperature, they adversely affect to the plant. This picture shows the effect of temperature on a plant. This high temperature leaf burn. This picture shows the burning of leaf because of high temperature. The plant leaves are burned because the temperature is slightly increased above the 45 degrees Celsius. 40 to 55 degrees Celsius temperature can be very dangerous or harmful to the various plants. This graph shows two types of crop plants such as broccoli and maize. The y-axis shows growth responses and x-axis shows the temperature. We show that this graph will be show two types of crops, just like a broccoli and maize. The temperature will be increased. There, the first 5 degrees Celsius, the broccoli is well developed. Thereafter, 10 is a stable condition for the broccoli. Thereafter, after the trend, the broccoli's growth is adversely and they slide down because of high temperature. Thereafter, the maize start grow up by 10 degrees Celsius, will grow in a 25 degrees Celsius. But we increase the temperature above the 30 degrees Celsius, the development or growth of maize falling down because of high temperature. Thereafter, the next main class of a stage is a biotic stage. Biotic stage is defined as any living organism affects on the plant, adversely affect on a plant growth, their physiology and various developmental activities. This is known as biotic stage. The various living organisms like viruses, bacteria, fungi and parasitic fungi all are adversely affect to the plant growth. They are diseased or pathogen on a plant. Insect attack. First is a biotic stress known as an insect attack. It's the main biotic stress on a plant. It is a common type of biotic stress. The many insect attack on a plant, the insects are damaged the part of plant and its results the plant development is restricted. Sometimes plant will be died. This picture shows the any insect eat the cotton ball, the outer structure of ball is eaten by any parasitic insect or pathogenic insect. They eat all the part of plant. They affect the some restriction plant development as well as sometimes plant will be died. All of the earth having 4 lakh to 5 lakh insect species. They feed directly on tissues of the plant. It's a very big number. The earth having 4 to 5 lakh of insect species. There have a species now living on, and at least half of them eaten directly on the plant tissues. No part of plant immune from the attack. Insect herbivores chew the leaves. We know that. All the insects chew the leaves, saps, mine of cambium and various parts of a plant, just like flower and fruits. The various pictures that shows, the first picture shows the flower destroyed by insect, ladybug. Ladybug is almost eat a flower of a various plant. They destroyed the plant flower. Thereby the yield is reduced as in a various yielding or crop yielding plants. Such as next image shows the leaf eaten by worm. This worm is eat all the leaf surface of various plants. Just like we talk about the spinach. Spinach leaves we eat commonly. Those yielding leaf of crop production eaten by the worm, they adversely affect to the plant as well as plant yield. Thereafter, the next is a snail eat the various broccoli as well as cauliflower leaf. Next, the next biotic stress is a pathogen stress. It's a very important biotic stress as we show. A plant pathogen is an organism that causes disease on the plant. We know that the pathogen is a disease causing agent on a plant, is known as pathogen. Many organisms like fungi, bacteria, nematodes and many other organisms affects the plant growth and development. They called as pathogenic or disease causing agents. Thereafter, these organisms cause many diseases on a plant, such as first organism is important organism, disease causing organism, fungi. It is the most harmful pathogen for the plants because fungi form various or severe disease on the plant. It is most of the fungi infect and kill the host plant tissues and extract nutrients from the dead host. We know that the fungi are born on a dead and decay material. Most of the fungi born on a decay. First of the fungi infected and kill the plant, and thereafter they eat on a dead plants. Thereafter, this picture shows the red dot of sugar. There, red dot of sugarcane is the pathogen of red dot of sugarcane is a Glomerella tuberculosis. It's a fungi pathogen. They adversely affect to the crop yield of sugarcane. They reddish they kill or they eat on a inner surface of sugarcane. Fungi damage the internal plant organ and absorb their minerals and nutrients. Various fungi damage internal plants. They are such as wheat rust. This commonly disease on a wheat. They perform by Puccinia species. Various Puccinia species can be pathogenic to the wheat. Thereafter, the next is a bacteria. Most of the bacteria associated with the plant are actually saprophytic or saprotropic and do not harm plant itself. But some bacterial species are pathogenic and to the plant. Various bacteria use food. We know that the nitrogen fixation activity done by the bacteria, almost the free living soil bacteria, perform the various activity as like a nitrogen fixation. But some species of bacteria can pathogenic to the plants. Such as rod shape of bacillus is the mostly commonly disease formed organism in a bacteria to the plant. Nematodes. The nematodes are small, multicellular, worm-like animals. Many live freely in a soil. Many nematodes freely live in a soil, but there are some species that parasitized plant roots. This picture shows citrus canker. It's a bacterial symptoms. It's a bacterial disease done by Xanthomonas species. Various Xanthomonas species of bacteria is a occur disease on a fruit as well as leaf on a citrus fruit. This picture shows the nematodes on a root. The main and another important stage, or generally we don't include in a stage, but it's the most important, as we see in a biotic stage, the herbivorous stage. And herbivorous is an animal or insect that only eat vegetation such as grasses, fruit, leaves, vegetable, roots and birds. We know that the herbivores are eaten on only the vegetation. Thereafter, they adversely affect to the plant. How they adversely affect? The herbivores eat things that need photosynthesis to live. Because herbivores eat all the leaf. They chew all the leaf of a plant. The main photosynthetic organ, the photosynthesis mainly occur in a leaf of a plant. They eat all the leaf, the photosynthesis will decrease down. Thereby the plant suffer from various adversely things, that they cause various disease like a pathogenic disease because of exposure of various things. So this picture shows the various herbivorous animals such as zebra, elephant, cow, rabbit, giraffe, and this is a chart which shows the various animals on a various vegetation, like a goat on a grass, zebra on a grass, elephant on a sugar cane, as well as another animals is included. So lastly I told plant a tree and save the planet. Thank you.